Hey guys, Spiritual Whistleblower here with a special Father's Day video for those of you who are survivors of narcissistic abuse and you know for a fact that your father is a narcissist. As always, I do a video for Mother's Day for those of you who have narcissistic mothers, but I also do the same on Father's Day. And I want to take this time to acknowledge your feelings and validate you and help you cope with getting through your day tomorrow. And I also want to acknowledge those that are co parenting with a narcissistic father. And he's giving you straight hell, with the whole co parenting thing. Ladies, I know what that's like. I've done it for 21 years. I've dealt with the toxic family court system. So, I just want to do this video to help y'all get through Father's Day tomorrow. Before I go in, with the video, I just want to promote my summer tour. It's called the Chosen One Tour. Um, I'm back at it again. I'll be in London, England next month, Paris. I'll be in Philly, DC. I'll be in Los Angeles, in Chicago, Detroit, Toronto, Canada, and Houston, Texas for the next 3 months. If you would like tickets to come to the Narcissistic Abuse Seminar in the meetup, you can email me at chanelJasmine@gmail.com. And my brand new book, Dad, I'm Not Your Side Chick and You Are Not My Pimp. I've decided to postpone releasing it tomorrow. What I'm going to do is I'm going to offer it to those exclusively. If you attend my support group meetups this summer in any of one of those cities, you will be able to buy the book first. I'm not going to release the book to the public until my tour is over. However, I will have exclusive copies of this book at my seminars, okay? You might want to try to make it to one of the seminars in one of the cities, one of the large cities near you. Okay, guys? Um so let's talk about this Father's Day stuff here. Tomorrow I think it's messed up because a lot of people who have narcissistic fathers, their fathers were either not around, they abandoned their responsibilities, or they were around and they saw them abuse their mothers. And ladies, a lot of our fathers do not defend us or protect us from our abusive relationships. And this is why I tell women, if your father is a narcissist, I can assure you, he will set you up to fail in your relationships. And what this means is it's like a triangulation system. Your father has groomed you and trained you to have no boundaries, to be a caretaker because he wants you to take care of him. A lot of us that have narcissistic fathers, our fathers are greedy for money. He feels entitled to your money. Um, if you're not his favorite child, he'll compare you um, to your siblings. And if you are his favorite child, so he says, he will use you and pit you against your siblings. Ladies, our fathers are good for trying to use us as side chicks to make other women jealous. He will try to throw you in your mother's face, okay? He will pit you against your own mother. If he has a new girlfriend or new wife, he will pit you against her. Your father is insecure and weak and jealous, and he wants to see women constantly fighting or making a fuss over him. And he will include his own daughter in on the three-way love triangle. So don't think for 1 minute, if your father's new girlfriend or new wife, she's acting funky or funny acting around you every time you come around, that's because your father is running his mouth behind your back and he's pitting you unknowingly, unbeknownst to you, he's pitting you against his new woman. Okay, this is triangulation. Um, your father, they're no good with their grandchildren either. They use their grandchildren as pawn pieces to draw in their own children closer, but they're not connected to their kids or their grandchildren. There's no emotional connection. He's using everybody involved. Ladies, we've got to break this pattern. If you really want to get to the root of, you want to stop attracting narcissists, then you have to look at your daddy. If your daddy was not around, number one, you have abandonment issues because you have no father figure. Um, or if your mother is a narcissist, you will attract men like your mother because your mother raised you. So if you were raised in a single parent home, your mother's going to take on the masculine father role. And if she's abusive, you're going to attract men with her personality. Now, if your mother remarried and your stepfather is a narcissist, you're going to attract men like your stepfather. So, how do you break this pattern? You're going to have to cut off your family, your mother, your father, your stepfather. If your brothers are narcissists and they have children, multiple baby mamas, you got to cut them off too. Even if you have relationships with the baby mamas, it's too dangerous. If you plan on healing, anyone that is connected to the narcissist in your family have to get cut off, okay? Um what else? I want to talk about co-parenting. Um, a lot of ladies, I've been asked this question a couple of times already all this week. Should you allow your child to see their narcissistic father tomorrow for Father's Day? That's up to you. But if it was me, the answer would be no. Why would you force your child to connect with an abuser? You know, the child's father is abusive. He's a narc. He's an emotional abuser. He's going to manipulate your child, even if it's just a phone call. That phone call will contain lots of manipulation, emotional manipulation, emotional abuse. Why would you want your child to interact with your baby father knowing he's a fucking narc? No, he doesn't deserve a gift. You got to really stop and step back and realize you're forcing your child to interact with an abuser because you feel guilty. It's not even about the children. Like you're sitting there like, well, I don't want to look like a bad parent. And what about your children are interacting with an abuser? I don't know how to put it any other way. You have to toughen up, get a backbone, and start weaning your children away from their father. Your children are going to suffer in the long run. Um, if you can't get supervised visitation right away, set up the visits where y'all are out in the public and y'all are somewhere where there's video cameras. I don't know. But if you do not step in and monitor and control the access that your child's father has to your children, he will destroy them. He will destroy their behaviors. He will ruin them. He will turn them narcissistic. He will turn them suicidal as they become teenagers. Their behaviors are going to worsen, and it's going to be tough on you. So for those of you thinking about buying a gift for your toxic baby father and giving it to your child and forcing your child, that shit is wrong. Um, Stop holding conversations about him to your children that are unnecessary. Try to divert their attention. If they ask questions, politely divert their attention without bad mouthing him. But at some point, you're going to have to wean your children away from your abuser until you can get supervised visitations, until you can move and relocate. Make sure you cover your tail, and so he can't sue you for parental kidnapping. You want to make sure that the courts know you're moving, or at least you consult with a lawyer. But you're gonna have to move. You gotta get away from him. He's going to ruin your children. Um, but in terms of Father's Day tomorrow, don't feel guilty. You don't have to buy him anything. You know, if I could put it a different way, if you do buy a gift so that your children can give it to him tomorrow, he doesn't care about the gift. He does not fucking care about the gift. All he cares is that he has access to you through the children. Now, when are you going to start limiting the child's access to the abuser? When are you going to start weaning them off, weaning them from communicating? What are you going to do? Because if you don't think your children are going to suffer in the long run, yes, they will. Yes, they will, because you felt guilty and you felt like, well, I don't have to talk to him, just the kids. He's fucking abusing your kids. You can stay out the picture. If you won't cooperate, he's going to get your children. He'll hurt your children just so he can hurt you. He knows if he hurts the children, abuse, manipulates them, he knows it'll get back to you and it'll hurt you. So when are you going to step in and protect your children from your abuser? I know it's difficult. I know the family court system doesn't do much, but you got to keep trying. You got to keep records. You got to keep pushing for supervised visits to scare him off. Or you can, like I said, relocate to another city and state and get the fuck away from him and his family. So, on that note, tomorrow, I want y'all don't get hung up on Father's Day. The same thing applies for Mother's Day. If you have a narcissistic mother, she treated you like a piece of shit. You do not have to acknowledge her. You do not have to acknowledge your father tomorrow. You do not have to acknowledge your baby father tomorrow. You don't have to force your children to buy him a gift. Okay? And on that note, y'all be safe tomorrow and put up some boundaries and do something nice with your kids. For all my single moms that act more like the father, you make Father's Day about you tomorrow. You and your kids go out and do something. Don't even mention Father's Day to your kids. Just go out and have a good time tomorrow. That's all y'all got to do, okay? It's been a spiritual whistleblower. I love you guys. Bye.